Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message, and it is a lovely afternoon in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming with a message. This message is coming out of Romans chapter 1, starting with verse 16. I think about Romans chapter 1 and how Paul stepped in and was saying some very powerful things in which I could fully understand. And through the Ruach, did he give me a deeper understanding of where Paul was coming from. And I myself, as a prophet, is in the wilderness. I learned that Paul was given such an excellent understanding of how the Most High Yah rumbles, and because of that, we have people in different denomination, different belief, and they have different interpretation, and yet they still have not been able to master spirit and truth. They have not been able to master having the light. See, they think that they can have words and you're going to come to the light of their understanding. They have no idea that their teaching has to rest in spirit and truth. They have no idea that they have to have the light that shines in the midst of darkness. So one that might not understand, might not see, might not interpret, the light will give them insight of what they're reading, what they're teaching, and what people are understanding from the individual. When they're teaching, preaching, and ministering and instilling and making video after video after video without something that's so important, and that is the power. And the reason why they're doing these things and feel that they can be the excellent teacher, they can break things down, is because they're living in the flesh realm. Because if they're living in the spirit realm, it's impossible for you to live in the spirit realm and not have the power. It is impossible. So, how are these people teaching without the power? The power is going to allow you to interpret, not interpretate, but understand it in the spirit of truth with the light in your right hand. But they have been on these devil platforms for so long to the point where they just embrace the fact that, hey, if I done misled these people this long, hey, this is the way to go. With no righteous, no spirit and truth, no light, no power. And it's just something about the Most High, and it's not just, it's just something about him that seems to me that still I just don't get. It's just something about him just don't get. And the reason why is, I think because I'm thinking in the flesh, I wouldn't let them get away with this. But he is. That's the part I don't get. He is allowing them. I don't get it because at any time he can blink his eye and it's over. But what they don't understand what he got planned for. And that's what Sister Deborah, being a living prophet in this day and time, seeing the way these people are teaching, preaching, and call themselves telling somebody something righteous, call themselves revealing some sort of light, knowing that they ain't giving people nothing but darkness. Only way you're going to get a check from the devil's platform is you have to be feeding the people the darkness. Yeah. You can't serve two masters. And they would teach it and preach it. They were ministering to you, but don't understand when you're receiving that check from this devil, you're receiving from another master. Oh no, they don't want you to think that. They don't want you, they don't want no one to know that. But yet they looking up in your face, teaching you day after day, even sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, serving another side of the fence. And they got you thinking that they serving the Most High Yah. They don't have spirit and truth. They don't have the light, nor do they understand or have the power. See, when you have the power of the Most High Yah, you wouldn't be over in Satan's yard waiting for him to give you another right now message to dance on this devil platform regarding the world and how to try to get the world to accept you as a people. Trying to get the world to understand when this is the way it is and this is where it's gonna go. Trying to get the world to understand, we are the people. People are still striving to give you contents so that you can keep feeding their platform, so they can keep getting that check from Satan. And they would use that check as a form of laboring as a job. No, no. You either for the light or you for the darkness. You can't serve two masters and think that y'all gonna embrace you in the light while you get a check from the one in the dark. It's no different than Diddy, T.D. Jakes, and those who follow after the elites. You can say anything on this side, but the true side you own is on their side because they're the one that's going to give you the check. So you can see why a lot of them follow wicked and evil because they want something from them. And that's how people are on this devil platform. And I think it's kind of sad because being on here for 5.5 years and seeing people still talking the same old trash they was talking when I started. Still giving you the issues of the world as if the Most High Yah really created him to come down and give you on his behalf the warnings to the world. There are people who've been on this devil platform for so long who still looking for heathens and Gentiles to justify and clarify and identify who they are. These are people lost with the cause and without. So I want to go into Romans chapter 1, and I want to start with verse 15 because I think Paul steps into a total different realm to really kind of show you the type of people you're dealing with today. Because the people today, they never understood the power. They never knew who Christ was. They don't know who Christ is. They don't know anything. All they know is what they feeding you and what you're yearning to eat from their plate to keep their plate coming in. Because you're feeding them by coming and entertaining them, just as Adam and Eve entertained the serpent. The tree of what? Knowledge of good and evil. That's what the people on these devil platforms does. They don't choose the tree of life. They choose the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tree that's going to tell them the worldly matters to keep them in a lot of chaos so that they can keep receiving likes and subscribers and praise. And then every time the sun is out, they might run over here, throw you some words, and then go right back to serving the world as if the world is what's going to justify them, clarify them, and identify them. Or we looking for certain people to say who we are. That's sickening. That is so sickening. We in the day of wicked and evil, and we're chasing Europeans because they saying who we are. Does that make any sense? Where in Deuteronomy 28 does it says they're gonna come and know who you are, and they're gonna tell you who you are, they're gonna say who you are, they're gonna speak who you are, and you're gonna come out of captivity. Or things gonna change. It's nothing in their instructions and direction book that says you're going to be justified, clarified, and identified by the Europeans, the heathens, the Gentiles. Why are we looking to be identified by a people. It's not going to get you out of captivity. It's not going to get you out of bondage. It's not going to pull you out of the curse. So why seek, look, and desire to drill in people's heart, mind, eyes, and ears that people know who a people is? Let me explain to you all. Nobody will ever be able to really know what's what. Nobody is going to be able to identify who you really are until we hit Mount Zion. Outside of that, people are chasing their tails around in a circle. And they chasing the tails, trying to find the tail, and it's between their legs. And they chasing people on all these platforms because these people are giving them false hope and they loving it. So I like to hear what Paul is going to say in Romans chapter 1. I like Romans chapter 1. I like to start with verse 16. I will be live at 7 p.m. Central Time. It is, and it's going to be the topic. It's going to be time to talk. And it will be 7 p.m. Central Time. It'll be your time to talk and speak. Let your voice be heard. So in Romans chapter 1, verse 16, it reads, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, which is called here Christ." Why is it Paul feel that being ashamed? Who is ashamed of the gospel? He's saying that I am not ashamed. Right today, people won't go near that. That's why they're trying to bash Paul. That's why they're trying to do away with Paul. Because what Paul really has to say is to convict them, even in what they're doing when they're trying to uphold Torah in a way that they're trying to drag it in this day and time. Paul break all that out. What Paul is saying is what Sister Deborah has been taught throughout her time. So I know that Paul is real. Okay. Even in what he's saying here. But what he said here, Yah showed me an example of what he has taught me in the wilderness and how Paul had it as the other disciples as well. But Paul had it and he nailed it. He spoke it, Deborah. He said, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. Where is Yeshua in that? He's not talking about Yeshua. He's talking about the power of the Father's right hand. He's talking about the power that was present in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. He's talking about the power that came down here with the Son of Man, which is the Son of Yah. See, 99 point trillion wouldn't know and will not know because we are in that midnight hour. We're in the end day. We're in that time where if you didn't know, you ain't going to know. And you know why you're not going to? It's because you have fed and ate at the table of many people that have fed you deceptions, manipulated you to believe one thing, and one thing is the thing that is within them, which is their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding, their emotions, their feelings, and their personal opinion. They gave you not spirit and truth with the light in the right hand. They gave you everything outside of spirit and truth with the light in the right hand. What Paul tells me is he got the light, Deborah. I got the light in my right hand, and I got spirit and truth because he has the truth of the whole matter. That Christ, which the world called, which is Hamashiach, okay, was in the beginning, Genesis 1 and 26, was the right hand of the Father and the stretched out arm, was the beloved the only begotten. What you didn't know, when Yah was speaking in Genesis 1 and 26, he was speaking to his own power, his own self, which is his power in his right hand. And Paul knew it. And 99 point trillion today still never got it, never gripped it, never understood it. And you know what it reminded me of? When I said to the Father, I said, Father, you end the world during the day of Noah. All those people, surely it had to have been thousands, even maybe millions. The whole world. You end it, Father. You end the whole world and didn't suffer no more than the ones that the seven that was with Noah, Noah's family. Father, you chose animals over human beings to come into the ark. Not one. So this is why it's okay for Sister Deborah to say what I'm saying and in the way that I'm saying. Just like back then, not one the Father suffered to come to the ark to get out of the rain or the flood. Not one. Here it is, Paul. It's actually telling the people the gospel of Christ. Where is Yeshua? This has nothing to do with Yeshua. This is talking about the Father's right hand, his stretched out arm, his only begotten, his Son of Yah, his power. And then what does he say? For it is, for it is. Who is? Christ. Christ is what? The power of Yah. And just imagine being on this devil platform and has taught people the opposite all these years. Do you think people would turn around and teach you something different? No, they won't. Why? Because they have lied in the face of the Most High Yah. They have lied in the face of the Most High Yah. They ain't gonna turn around and tell you truth when they know they have looked Yah in the face and lied and stuck with it. So Paul knew what Sister Deborah was taught in the wilderness when I was even young, even now. When I go to the wilderness, I am full understanding that the Christ is the power of Yah. It is his right hand. It's his stretched out arm. It's his only begotten. It is the Son of Yah that came down to assist the Son of Yah, the Son of Man. So I like how Paul said it. And he said, for it is, we on verse 16, for it is the power of Yah unto salvation to everyone that believeth. I like the word belief. Belief is one of the four brands that comes from the kingdom. It comes from the throne of the Most High Yah. The throne of the Most High Yah has a brand. You know how they brand a cattle? When Yah has a brand that he brand those who come down in spirit to represent him. He brand them with four brands: righteous, belief, fear, and faith. That's how the Gentiles got grafted in. They came in through belief and faith. That's how they got in. But it wasn't they got in because you said they got in, or the way you say they got to come in, or the way you feel that they have to be able to recognize you and identify you as the true Jews, or to understand you and who you are. See, Judah and Israel, and I can't really blame Israel, but Judah done made himself bigger than Yah himself, to where they can't even come back and teach y'all righteous. They can't come back and teach y'all spirit and truth. They can't come back with the light and reveal truth to you all. They have told y'all so many lies and darkness till it's off the chain. They have gotten the opportunity to be on this devil platform 10, 15, 20, 25 years and have given you nothing. They rest in spirit and truth, nor the light. They have fed you out of their own emotions, out of their own personal opinion, out of their own feelings, out of their own wisdom, their own knowledge, and their own understanding. And right here you stand today, after all those years following them, still as blind as you were when you first started. That's why it's no such thing as awakening. That's what Genesis 49, Jacob told Judah. You ain't getting up, bro. You ain't gonna awaken. Who gonna wake you up? Ain't nobody gonna wake Judah up. Okay? So he says, for it is the power of Yah. What is Christ? That's the Father's power. 99 point trillion today don't know that because of who they've been led by. Okay? Unto salvation to everyone that believe. Why? To salvation to everyone that what? Believe. Because believe is a part of the power of Yah. He branded them with that power before the foundation of the world to come down. Okay? Those are his seeds. Okay? And he said to the Jew first and also to the Greeks. To the Jew first and also to the Greek. Verse 17. Now listen to this, you guys. And this is the part that I get these here want to be men because they want to be a man, but they haven't realized to be a man, you have to recognize that you were born a man. Not because a man told you, because a woman told you. And being a man, you have to own your own self, not own what somebody else is saying and teaching you and revealing. Be your own self. Because when you stand before that throne, mama and daddy, sister and brother, and all these leaders that running you, they ain't gonna be on the side of you. So you're gonna have to own your own turf in this at the throne of Yah. Okay. And it says, for therein is righteousness of Yah revealed from faith to faith. What did I tell you? 4 brands: righteous, belief, faith, and fear. Those are brand. What do verse 17 say? For therein is the righteousness of Yah revealed from faith to faith, as it is written. Written where? In the heavens, before it was on the earth. See, y'all, there go the 4 brands. Belief has been heard, righteous been heard, and faith has been heard in here. Fear is another one. But I'm just showing y'all, heaven's already got its brand on what belongs to the Father and his kingdom. That's why I don't take to where people trying to drill Torah, trying to drill the Torah ways and the traditions of the old. Get somewhere and sit down somewhere, because you don't know nothing. You don't even know Christ exists in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Christ exists in Genesis 1 and 3, Genesis 1 and 6, Genesis 1 and 9, all the way down. Because the word spoke and his power brought forth everything that his word spoke. And then he did what? Looked and saw that it's all good. We don't understand what was taking place in Genesis 1 nor 2. And he said, but if you miss Genesis 1 and 2, the whole book you think you done mastered and you done read and you know about, you don't know crap. Okay? So in the gospel of, not the gospel, the Romans chapter 1 and verse 17, for therein is righteousness of Yah revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, and the just shall live by faith. See, what y'all thinking, you thinking just is righteous. Righteous is just. See, what y'all thinking is y'all get down here and since y'all been on these devil platforms deceiving the mass that it's got to be the way you have understood it since you came out of Christian and now you think you're in a newfound religion called the Hebrew Israelite movement. And you thinking you can just get in this book and read it. And I got it. You ain't got nothing. That's why he said study to show yourself. Don't get on this platform study nobody from this book. You can't do it. The Ruach have to teach them from this book, not you. because you don't understand that the book is not the word. The book is words. The disciples, they were waiting for the day of Pentecost. They wasn't waiting for the words. They was waiting for the word. And that's what many of you all have not done. You have not tarried and wait and shut your mouth. Be low until the rushing roaring wind come in and be in you and teach you all things. Oh no, you don't want that. You found as soon as you found yourself a way to make $1 on this devil platform, you did. You didn't care if you told people the truth or not. You made everything that you upload was your truth. And you gave it to a people who was lost with the cause and without one. And you thinking you done something because they followed you 20 years. No, baby. They followed you through the broad gate. The only way is the bosom of the Most High Yah, and not your way, not your subscribers, your likes, your praise on your platform is not the way. There's only one way, y'all. There's only one way. And if you continue to follow the ways, that's on you. That's where you assigned. That's why you continue to follow the ways of these people on this platform, because that's your way that he has assigned you to. Okay? So in verse 17, it says, and therein is righteous of Yah revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. See, these people are going to live by this. Live. He's letting you know, live. Not life, but live. By not life, but live by what? Faith. And what? Just, which is righteous. For these things are written, y'all. Verse 18. Now this is what's deep. Watch this here. For the wrath of Yah. See, now he's coming to the wrath. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against all the ungodliness and the unrighteousness of women. No, of women. No, of males. Of males. Listen to it again, verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against all ungodliness, unrighteousness of males. That's why they don't like Paul. See, they went and they liked Paul when he said woman is to keep silent and not speak. You have to understand what he was saying. He was not saying what the camps, what these men have led you all and manipulated you all to believe. There was something going on in the church, and it was consist of chaos. It was consist of chaos. And when he wanted the women to not get added into the chaos, but if you want to know what the chaos was about, when your husband get there, ask him what it was all about. That's all he's saying. Oh, they put it on. They put it on here that woman's supposed to be silent, don't speak, don't exalt yourself over men. You don't understand. When Yah is in a woman, it's no longer the woman that exalts herself over a man, but it is Yah. You see, using his vessel. And when Yah see the vessel, he don't see it as you see it. He see it in spirit and in truth. He see it as a vessel of as his servant, a spirit. That's why I say these men on this earth, I'm telling you, they have played a mean game to the point where all of these things that y'all going to do and battle with, it's going to be against me. It's going to be against men. Because I think about how when Magog has to fight, do you think that there's going to be women on that battlefield? No, it's not. It's going to be their army. Their high and mighty pride, boast. I'm a man coming to the battlefield to lose their lives. Then where would the women be? See, y'all got this thing bent up and bent down. Y'all going to learn something. But you ain't going to learn it in this day and time. You ain't going to learn. You're going to learn how Satan has this DAY in his power right now. You're going to learn what it's like to feel, suffer, endure. Not endure, but you're going to learn what it's like to really feel. You're going to learn what it's really like to cry, to hurt, to be in pain, to suffer in the way of your wicked body. You're going to learn that, baby. You ain't getting out away from it. Okay. So in Romans chapter uh 1 and verse 18, he's letting you know that he's speaking to men who has hold the truth in unrighteousness. They sit back and they hold the truth in unrighteousness. Did not I just tell y'all? They wouldn't dare come back and tell you anything right, y'all. These men ain't gonna come back and say, no, we were error. We were wrong in what we understood. We were wrong in our precept, our line, our little here. We were wrong in what we thought we knew. Hebrew Israelite men, they ain't gonna dare come back and tell you. You know what they are doing? They leaving. They're running elsewhere to other theories, to other scientists, to other Egyptology, whatever they call it. They're going to every other way except for the way of spirit and truth with the light in their hand so that they can correct all the error in which they lied about. So how do they get to that other side? They now entertaining Europeans in their teaching and their understanding and their wisdom and in their knowledge. So before they can do that, now they have to curse Yah. They have to curse Yeshua HaMashiach. They have to curse Paul. They have to curse many things so that they can follow up with a newfound understanding of who Yah is. And that's what they have done. Many of them, y'all, I know it. Because when I 5.5 years, it was so many on here. It was crazy. It was crazy. IUC, whatever. They're as crooked can be. Nothing that they are doing represents spirit and truth. Nothing that they are doing has a light in their right hand. But what y'all is doing, y'all go on. Gather together. Teach these men to hate. Teach these men harsh. Why? Why you say it like that is because they teach them how to go after their own nation. They're not teaching them how to march in any type of righteousness. It's just like the Muslim. The Muslim, the Farrakhan. Farrakhan ain't gonna stand up for how would I Negroes' rights. Farrakhan ain't gonna stand up. That's why they took Al Sharp and Jesse Jackson always pull up. But you never heard Farrakhan stand up for an uncrime that they were doing against the people. Farrakhan, and then the part that I don't care for is how he escaped it all. Now he retired. He's out of it and living his life to the fullness after he never left these brothers with anything to go on. A lot of manipulation, deception, never giving them something as something spirit and truth, something that rests in righteousness, something that carries light. He left them with this here black on black lifestyle, black on black understanding. He gets out and retire and leave the men just where they at, lost with the cause or without. Same way with ICCU. They never tackle anything that took place amongst their nation of people. Never. Y'all never saw a crime that this country done to the own to the nation, to the nation of Judah. Not now one of these organizations pulled up to stand firm. ICCU or Louis Farrakhan. None of these groups. But then they can sit back and tell you something about Tyler Perry, Oprah, and all these men that has money and in this here elite stage of life. They can go and pull out all of them with money and say they didn't do nothing for the black, but they didn't do anything either. And what bothers me is, Father, none of them worth a dime. None of them. And Judah can't even see it. They sit here fighting battles and trying to get the world to see who they are, trying to get the world to identify, justify, and clarify where in scriptures where you read that it tells you that the heathens and Gentiles is going to know, justify you, clarify you, and identify you, but yet you still in captivity. You come in and you're going out still cursed, in captivity, in bondage. So if you got some sick people thinking, cause a white man and a white woman saying you are the people, that's a star for a people. This is the sickness of how gone this Judah it has gone. You all don't even understand. None of Farrakhan and his whole organization, uh, ICCU, they would march in purple against Geno Jennings' church, but they won't go up against the white Europeans, the heathens, or the Gentiles when they have wrongly accused or abused or murdered. These men are being found hung on a tree, and women. You don't see Farrakhan. You don't see ICU. None of them marching toward a people, toward their own nation. Now it's a setup. Your own nation is setting you up. They always have. They always did. Ricard, who got the academy and called himself GOCC. You don't see none of them coming to the forefront toward anything that stands for righteous. But then they have the audacity to stand and tell Sister Deborah, you're not supposed to speak. A woman not supposed. You know why? Because a woman has a spirit that is bold. A woman has a spirit that will stand on righteous before a man of Judah will stand on any righteousness. That's why they don't want you to appear to be the strength of who they failed to be. This is the reason why. So the best thing for them to do is break you till you can't be broken anymore. And that's the whole idea of your own tribe men. That's the only thing in their heart is to break their women as low as they can break them. So they'll never be able to stand for righteous belief, faith, or fear in the spirit realm of spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. That's the whole overall. So what do you mean, Deborah? So when you get to Romans chapter 1, you hear Paul telling you. So he says here, listen to this. Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heaven. Wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of males, which are men, who holds the truth in unrighteousness. This is Farrakhan and his whole group. ICCU. Y'all said they hold the truth. They got the truth, but they ain't gonna give it to you. They ain't gonna give you any of it. They gonna see you die before they usher it. So now what the Father is allowing is the Europeans to come out and teach this truth. But what difference does it make? They have to have him backing them up, and they don't have it. They just got the truth. They're going back into the book and reading the book and bringing it out as it's written in the book, to where you got Judah going into the book, manipulating the book, not understanding the book, can't see spirit and truth of the book, can't see the light in the book, and just here to deceive you just to have a group of people following you. Same thing with doubts. Anything that they can use to manipulate their own nation, they have done. So the Father said that they hold the truth in unrighteous. So that leads me to understand that it ain't that Farrakhan don't really know the truth. It ain't that ICCU don't know the truth. They just not going to give it to you. And this is what he said. Because that which may be known of Yah is manifested in them. For Yah has shown it unto them. See, while y'all running around here thinking these people are teaching y'all and they all this and they all that. No. These people have been placed to know the difference, to know better, to know something that they can give you that rest in truth. But they're not going to give it to you. they're going to give you unrighteous before they give you truth. This is Judah. Okay, now watch this here. And it says, because in verse 19, because that which may be known of Yah is manifested in them, for Yah has shown it unto them. For the visible things of him from the creation of the world was clearly seen. What was clearly seen? From the beginning of creation. When he spoke, his power brought it forward. So you clearly see that which he has said in Genesis 1 in the beginning. You clearly see it. But you deny that he that created all this, it don't exist. There's no power behind it. There's no authority. There's no righteous. There's nothing. Watch this here. Verse 20. For the visible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. See, it's clearly seen, y'all. It's no way you can look at anything that you see and not know that there was a power behind it that created it. And watch this here. From the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things which are made, even his eternal power. There go that power. The Godhead. Who is that power? Christ. That was present at the beginning. So that they are without excuse. He's saying that to his sister, to Sister Deborah, not his sister, to his servant. See, Deborah, it ain't that they don't know. This is the wickedness, the level of evil and wickedness in them. And those that have been on this devil platform. He's actually saying they know. They're not going to turn around and teach this thing in righteous and teach it in just. They rather get these heathens and get them to pull up and make videos saying that they say, you are the true children, or you are the true Jews, or you are the people of the Most High. What different what they say? It ain't going to bring you out of the curse. It ain't going to lead you out of stupidity. It's not going to reveal truth to you because you reject truth. And truth's been standing in your face all the time. That's in Genesis 1. Everything that's clearly seen. It was revealed unto us. So I like in verse 20 where it says, for the visible things of him from the creation of the world is clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power, the Godhead. When was it? Before the foundation of the world. It was present when he was creating everything. That's Christ. That's his right hand. That's his only begotten. That's his beloved. That's the Son of Yah that came with the Son of Man. That's why it's two sons working in one mission of the Father. So that they are without excuse. So all this dancing that everybody's doing, Deborah, let them dance. Let them chase their tails around in a circle. And the tail is right between their legs and they can't find the tail. Because it's right between their legs. That's exactly what it's saying. It was manifested in them. So why are you chasing the tail? And it's sitting right there between your legs. Verse 21, because that when they knew Yah, they glorified him not as Yah. They knew him. Neither were thankful. Never. The Jews, the people of Yah, never was thankful. And who's calling it out? Paul. Even when they know you, they didn't glorify you. They weren't thankful of all you done and you continue to do. Same way today. That's why they're on this devil platform talking about the world and the issues of the world to manipulate you to believe they know something. And they got the food for your plate. And you running around here eating from their plate and they ain't giving you no food for your spirit. With no spirit and truth and no light. But you're eating from their plate. Verse 24. Because that when they knew Yah, they glorified him not as Yah, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination and in their foolish heart was darkened. That same thing I've been telling y'all for the last 5 years. These people going their way. When Sister Deborah say to y'all, what does she say? She say they got their own wisdom, their own knowledge, their own understanding, their own feelings, their own emotion, and their own self opinion in their flesh. And that is exactly what they said. Now listen to this, verse 21. But became vain in their own imagination, and their own foolish heart was darkened. They went their own fleshly way with their own understanding, their own wisdom, their own knowledge. They let their emotions, their feelings, and their personal opinion teach you all what you know, which is nothing. Okay. Verse 22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. See, they think they wise because they got likes and subscribers. They've been on this devil platform all these years, and we rolling. We got everybody. That's the same thing Puff Daddy thought. That's the same thing T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, Joe Epstein, Oprah. As long as they got a magnitude of people following them, they are never going to see any unjust. They ain't going to feel unjust. They ain't going to feel unright. They going to think they all that in something because that's what it takes for a person to go over the cliff is a multitude of people following them. They don't see no righteous. They don't see no belief, no faith, and no fear to really ride on. They see their wisdom, their knowledge, their understanding, their feelings, their emotions, and their personal opinion. And that's it. And they teach y'all from that level. And y'all say, so shall it be. Okay. And verse 22 says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. He allowed them to become fools. And this is why they've been on the devil platform so long, constantly giving you food for your flesh. Okay. Verse 23, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Yah into an image made like a corruptible man and a bird of four-footed beasts and creeping things. 100. They decided to make Yah like unto who they wants to say is men of Yah. These are men of Yah. We are men of Yah because you turn the ways of Yah into the ways of men. And now we're trying to make people see Yah like unto a man. Dow, Geno Jennings, many of these people on this devil platform. It's all about people seeing them and not the true and living, righteous creator of all, the beginning to the end, the most high Yah. They ain't gonna let you get to see them because they so busy letting you see them and what they teaching, what they preaching, and what they understand. So you get to verse 24. Wherefore Yah also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart. See that lust of their own heart is what I be trying to tell y'all. These people are doing things out of their flesh. And they are winning these people by great number out of their flesh. But listen to what it says in verse 24. Wherefore, it's Romans chapter 1 and verse 24. Wherefore Yah has gave them up to an uncleanness through the lust of their own heart to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. He's giving them up. That means they don't have no other chance, y'all. So a lot of these people on this devil platform, you thinking they're worshiping Yah, that's why they can't come out of not. You thinking that they worshiping Yah and you can't see they worshiping themselves. You can't see that they're not giving you spirit and truth. They're not giving you light. They're not teaching you to go before the throne of the Most High Yah, to get to know the Ruach of the Most High Yah, to know His ways, pray and tarry for Him. They never told you those. They said, come to my page over and over and over. I give you contents regarding the world. I even switched my name of my page just so I can keep giving you contents. I know I started this way, but I want to show you this way. Why? Because he has given them up. Wherefore Yah has gave them up to an uncleanness thought, the lust of their own heart, the desire of their own bodies between themselves. And this is why you can get people to be in their own home and let you think it's about me and mine. And y'all need to get what we got. Y'all need to get what we got, do it the way we doing it. See, we the one doing it right, and don't even understand what is actually taking place. I didn't know I knew that it was going to happen, but I thought they was going to come through the air. I thought they was going to destroy those who got land and those who got land and got farms and got everything going on out in the woods and out there, and they on these devil platform trying to tell you to get to where they at. I always thought that they're gonna get them by the from the air. But what I heard, which I thought was off the chain, is you got Europeans who are out in the woods, living off of grid, got their own farms, got farmland. The government is putting more laws and restrictions. They're gonna have to have all kind of equipment and tools rooted into their grounds, all kind of things that's very, very, very expensive. They're gonna get a certain length of time to get these things, and if they don't have the finances to get these things, and these things cost thousands of dollars, they're closing their whole farm down. And when I saw them doing it to the Europeans, I said they're coming after Judah in a few minutes. Since Judah want to pretend that they got it right, everybody else got it wrong. Like one of them, like Dow. Oh, y'all got it wrong. We got the fruit. We got this. We got this. Y'all got to tear all that down, you guys. I know y'all not looking forward to that, but he is. Everybody who's put themselves on a pedestal. A lot of them don't own land. They're renting it. They leasing it. They don't even own it, but they giving you the impression through lies and manipulation and deception that we got it going on over here. Y'all need to get it like we got it. No, they don't even have it. Owning property is when you done pay cash for it and it's done with. It's you got the deed in your hand, not that you're leasing it, paying on it, and it's option to buy. That is not about all that. Don't sit and try to manipulate people to think that you got it going on where you at, and you know you lying to the people, and the people study feeding your household and giving you and praising you and honoring you and not going to the bosom of the Father to seek spirit and truth, to seek the light. And people sitting around here thinking all that is okay. It is okay because he said he's already turned them over. It's over. He's turned them over already. In verse 24, wherefore Yah has gave them up to an uncleanness thought of the lust of their own heart. They don't understand the lust of their own heart. And when they desire, they got something, and they get so reminiscent on what they got. They just so indulged in what they're doing and what they have. Oh, we just praising what they have because they really think they have something that somebody else don't. But the Father gonna shine a light on a lot of it. And when I heard of several farmers who've been in it for years, they lost their farms, y'all, because the government coming with laws and restrictions. Those who are out here on out on the grid or farming, they're putting restrictions on them. I thought they was gonna come for them from the air. Oh no, baby, they coming to them from the ground, and that's really kind of scary. That's not scary. That's sad. No, it ain't sad because since they want to role play that they so separate, they so this and this, and they got everything by righteous, knowing that they're not even the owners, or knowing that they stole from everybody to get what they got, and they didn't labor with their own hand, to gain or have it by righteous. They did manipulation, teaching these lies on these devil platforms to get from people, to make people think that they are serving the Most High Yah, and they haven't poured out no spirit and truth at all, haven't given people no light in the midst of all this darkness. Okay, so verse 25, who changed the truth of Yah into a lie. 100, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator who is blessed forever. That is a known fact. That's going back to what I said. They ain't leading to people to know light. They ain't speaking spirit and truth. They giving them their truth out of their own wisdom and their knowledge and their understanding. These are people who self-centered, who self-motivated. Okay, verse 26. I'm out. I got to hurry up and get out. Verse 26. For this cause Yah gave them up to a vile affection, For even their women did change their natural use until which is against nature. Now, that statement there is a very heavy power punch to every man. Every man must see this verse as to when Yah stricken you from being obedient to him and not doing his will, your women will also be stricken. It ain't the women being stricken first, then the men. No, that's not how Yah rumbles. Like the lesson I taught yesterday. It's the men first, and then the women follow. Just like the one that had brought the money to the feet of Peter. Why didn't he have them both together? Yah is sending a sign when it come down to him trying to tell men and women something. Woman, you followed man, you came after man in the way of the way man told you, and you're going to die like him. Eve, you stood at the garden, and we know something else took place because the Father says that it was smeared to look as if Eve entertained. How did she entertain when Adam was right there with her? It wasn't the way that they said it, but that's the way the Roman Catholics smeared it to keep man doing what he's doing today, ruling the world in such wicked and evil. Okay, so here it is in verse 26. It says, "For this cause Yah gave them up to a veiled affection, for even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature." Why? Because the men had error. So men don't understand the woman is your seed. These women didn't come here out of a woman. They came here out of a man. Woman just was the birther. See, that's why it's messed up. That's why they can't blame women for nothing. Because while you're blaming females, Yah is saying those are your children you blaming. Where did they get it from? Why are they like this? Only way a man gonna know the truth of the whole overall is through spirit and truth. It starts with you, dude. When I made you separate, because I spoke to you separate. I didn't tell her, I told you. See, they don't want to, they don't see that's where they got trapped when they smeared it in Genesis chapter 3. They smeared it and made it look like she sinned. But y'all wrapped that thing up because he already knew that I didn't speak to her. I spoke to you. So how is she speaking to Satan towards something I spoke to you? Impossible. Y'all didn't, they never got it. How is she entertaining Satan with words that I spoke to Adam with? I didn't speak it to her. And how he made me realize it, she said something that I didn't speak to Adam. So right then, that shows you where did she get it from? Adam. Adam is the one that sinned. And you will never see men tackle that in spirit and truth. You'll never see him. See, you have to have the light. The light will pull up in darkness and show up and show out. And what do you mean? It'll pull up in this Bible that are words and show up and show you errors. That light will show you errors in this book. It'll show you what something was added. It'll show you what something is smeared. That's that light. So here in verse 27 and verse 26, explain to me. And see, you run around here trying to make woman degraded and bring her low. And I already told you, you deal with her as the weaker link. And not the weaker link, weaker vessel. Weaker vessel. And if you don't, I'm not answering your prayer. Now, you going to tell me that ain't powerful? Wait a minute. Hold up, Father, y'all. You mean you ain't going to answer him if he don't deal with her at the level where you created her? You're right. He don't deal with her at the level in which I created her. I ain't listening to him. So that's why these men don't understand. Ain't nothing, no good gonna come to you. So what do? They seek men to bring their good. They seek men to believe in them, to raise them up, to build them up, to put them on pedestals, to make them kings, leaders, and rulers. Why they belittle and degrade the women and not understand it, baby. You ain't in the eyes of God. He's saying that's your own seed you degraded. How ignorant can you be? You're degrading your own daughters. These women came out of you. See, that's how ignorant they are. That's how lost Judah is. Okay. So verse 27. And likewise, also the men leaving their natural use of a woman, burning in their lust one toward another. Now, see, this is where you know something is wrong. 27 should have been in the place where 28 is at. 27 should be in the place of 28. And instead, they flipped it from men and made it like, for this cause, Yah gave them up to a vile affection. Even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature. Well, who is there? Men. So you want to say, and likewise, also men leaving their natural use of a woman and burning in their lust toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving themselves a recompense of their own error, which was met. Then you bring in, and for this cause, Yah gave them up to a veil affection. But you see the switch up? You see the for the veil affection, cause for even their women. See, their women followed behind what they did, but there was a switch in the verse. It should not have been, it should have been 27 first and then 26. You see, you got to be able to have the light. You got to be able to understand spirit and truth where you can see mix up. Now watch this here. And even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge. Who are you talking about? Men again. So how did we get on women? And you're still talking about men in 27 and 28. How did women override 27 and 28 when women should have been the part of a woman? You were talking to them and you jumped, even their women changed the natural use. Even their women changed the natural use. Why? Because the men had already changed their natural use. You see what I'm saying? Like Sodom and Gomorrah. You notice it said there were men and women at the door. In the book of Judges, there were not men, there were men and boys at the door in Lot. Same thing with Judge. There were men and boys. It didn't say women. See, that's why I was saying that women got the bad part of it, especially Judith. Their women got the bad part of it all. I know for a fact that there's going to be victory for them. There got to be, because the women were also caught up in a lot of this captivity, wicked and evil of their own men for a long time. And the men have justified it and clarified it and identified it because they brought on those wicked, evil habits from time past into today. And they trying to make it solid so the men can really go back and continue to belittle and put women under their feet. A place Yah did not create them. All you have to do is go back to Genesis 1, 26, 27, 28, and 29. He did not tell you to put her under his feet. He called you all into them, not him. Okay, now listen to this. In verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge. There go, he's talking to who? Men. See, why is Paul saying all this about men? You see? Why isn't these men talking about what Paul is saying? That's why they're trying to do away with Paul. They doing with Paul, they doing to Paul what they doing to the women. Covering their footprints of their footprint of wicked and evil, abomination, lust, all this adultery. The only way we can cover it up, we got to degrade the women. We got to put them so low so we can live as high as we possibly can. And that is the teaching of Dow's to these men. And you got these men living there, and y'all thinking they living it because they righteous. These men are not living with Dow's because he's righteous, he's upright, he's just. They living because he's allowing their sin and their wicked and their desires of lust and pleasure, their desire to be a head, a king, and a leader in all the righteous ways. That's what they're running after. They're running after wanting to be just like he is. So when y'all sit and entertain them, that is on his left side and his right, that's who y'all need to be tackling. People need to not be worried about Giles. It's the surrounding ones that is around him is where these men need to be going after because they are the offspring. They are the apples that's hanging on the tree, trying to make the tree look good, and it's bad. And they are not going to turn in or away from this bad tree because this bad tree represents the life that they want to live. This is the desire of their hearts. How do you know that? Let's go there. Here it is. Verse 28. Romans chapter 1 and verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobated mind to do the things in which are not convenient. This is what I'm saying to y'all. He's allowing, the Most High allowing them to do all this wickedness. Let them do what they're going to do. The world got to see y'all where y'all at. In y'all naked of y'all nakedness. I've seen y'all nakedness, and it is ugly. The nakedness of you all are ugly. So the world got to see this before I take anybody anywhere. The world got to see you. Verse 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliceness, full of envy, murdering, debate, deceived, what is it? Mality. I don't know, mality. Whisperers, verse 30. Backbiters, haters of Yah, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. Now watch this here. Who knowing the judgment of God. See, that's what y'all didn't understand. This man knows the judgment of God. Do you think he's scared? He's letting you know all this is who they are. This is what our men are become, has become. Knowing the judgment of Yah, listen to this, that which they commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. See, that's showing you that those that are entertaining this man wicked and evil ways, they too are going to suffer the consequence. That's the message I gave a couple of days ago. That's like the man that came to bring the money before Peter's put the funds, the money before Peter's feet, and he passed away. He died, fell dead. His wife come behind him. Why y'all coming separate? He's letting the women know, you follow this trash, you're going down with him. You're going with him. She did the same thing. She fell dead. Same thing with Adam and Eve. They both went down as one in following the serpent. You're not going to, and that's why he said even their women did what they did. Why? Because the men had already did it. Start to love their bodies better. Don't you see how they were dressed? The men dressed in all name brand. This man has, Dow guy has, every time he's on, he's always wanting you to see his fine cars, his house, his guns, his dress code. His dress code shouldn't be like that. And the women wrapped in, uh, 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 no, they wrapped in the way they want to be wrapped. Let me just say that because they too have sat and talked with each other about the wickedness of this man's heart. I'm just telling you what I know. They have sat around each other and have spoken on the wickedness, but yet they still are indulged in it. I know at one time they got on him about treating his wife and talking to his wife so bad. That ain't nothing. She sit there and she stays with him. She shouldn't have even been with him that long. She shouldn't even been him with him long. So she's deserving what she's getting because she knows that there's wicked in that man's heart. And she desired to follow it. Just like everybody that follow the ways of wickedness, they died. Look at Lot. You think the babies and the women didn't die? when Noah, the ark, the flood, you think at Lot, the fire on Solomon and Gomorrah, you think that fire didn't kill them babies and the women? Yes, it did. I want to follow wicked and evil. I tell you what, wicked and evil gonna follow you straight to damnation. So, all right, Sister Deborah will be back at 7 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to be time to talk. Shalom and shalom.